Hi, welcome to Truth with Tal and Isaac. I'm Tal.
I'm Isaac.
Episode number 141 coming at you today. It's the biggest episode and we're going to have fun.
Yeah, it's the biggest.
Okay, Lions, they're so on fire. They're just it. New York trip and then a fictional event draft. That'll be super cool. We'll circle to that in about 30 minutes.
Yeah, we'll explain that later because there's kind of some rules.
Stay tuned in. Listen.
It's really good. If you're a movie guy or a sports guy or just a fan of...
Be good content.
A fan, yeah.
Okay, so we have the deep dive on the U.S. election. We each have 15 points as to how the Republicans' platform is looking within the first week and why the Democrats lost. No, not at all. We're not going to talk about the
This next episode.
Yeah, tune in for next episode.
Just kidding. We're not going to talk about that.
No, it's not how we roll.
Just talking about nice things like football and Dark Knight and things like that. Go ahead.
Yeah. Pistons. So they're not awful.
Yeah, they're actually pretty good.
Like a couple things that are of note. Cade, obviously he's stepping up his game because he's awesome, but he's played good D.
Yeah, look, the Pistons are, with the state of the Eastern Conference, if you're not a basketball guy, the Pistons are probably going to be in the play-in. I really do. I think they're probably the 10th seed.
I didn't think that was going to be the case, 3 weeks ago, and now I'm like, yeah, they're probably a 9 or a 10.
Like, if they win early 30s, like if they win 31, 32 games, that might be the 10 seed.
Yeah.
East is terrible. That might be the 10
They
seed.
don't have a lot of guard depth. They have wing depth.
No, they're not a great team, but they're an okay
listen,
team.
Ivy stepped up his game. He's playing better.
And Cade's an all-star.
He's got some floor spacers. Duran, his ship may be sailed. They're gonna get rid of Duran.
Okay, that's just as stupid. We're not talking. No, they're not. Just get back.
Just trust me. You heard it here first.
Okay, buddy.
Stuart Thompson's coming back like you. Holland needs time to develop. Like he might.
That's enough
spend time
Pistons.
in the
That's right.
Okay.
We're not. Maybe I want to actually talk about them, but like in an extended segment, probably next or coming episodes.
Fair enough.
Okay.
Joel Embiid, just weak sauce. Like you read all that stuff, and he pushed the reporter, and now the reporter went low and questioning his family and stuff. But Embiid like pushed the dude in the locker room, got suspended for 3 games, which is fine because they needed 3 more games to be load management anyways. I used to really like Joel Embiid.
That's a pretty old head take there. Look,
I know.
like basically some reporter just wrote stuff you can't write about Embiid, about his like deceased family members, and then Embiid pushed him in the locker room, which I get you can't do. That's assault, brother. You can't do that. Billy Madison reference there, right?
Oh, or could have been...
No, whatever you're going to say, no. So, look, Embiid... These
hands are registered as lethal weapons?
Stop. I like Embiid, but it's very, very, very frustrating. And his on-court stuff, it has turned into like a lot of falling, a lot of foul baiting, and it's just kind of gotten worse the past couple of years. Super talented, one of the most talented big men in league history.
Agreed.
Just a guy who's not in shape ever, and that's on him. Doesn't condition himself, doesn't take care of his body. There are exercises and workouts you can do to keep your body okay, right?
And don't weigh 295 pounds.
That's another thing where, like, if you just keep putting on weight, your body's not going to be able to play
drop down
basketball.
to 255.
It's very frustrating because it's good for the game when he's healthy and playing ethical hoops. But he's kind of an unethical hooper, if you will. And he assaulted that guy, which was kind of funny, but you can't do that. But let's free Tyrese Maxey. That's
a good call.
Let's get him to OKC. I like OKC.
Oof,
let's get him to OKC. Okay, go ahead. What do you have to talk about?
Juan Soto, he's not coming to the Tigers. He's not.
Skip.
I'm okay with that.
Skip.
But Alex Bregman, Scott Harris probably listens to the show. Scott, listen. Convince old man Illich or young man Illich to open up his wallet and pay a guy.
Scott, while you're listening, I'm actually wearing a new postseason hat.
Yeah, so realistically, take all the money that you made from Isaac and the hats.
Well, it was a gift, so I want to...
Oh, it was a gift?
I want to say thanks for the sobs for the gift. It's a great gift. I'm wearing this all the time. It's a great hat.
Thanks, Bubba and Steph.
But yeah, look, Tigers, spend a little bit of money, we'll be okay. That's all. That's enough on the Tigers. Anything else off the top?
That's it.
Okay, I have just kind of a quick thing here. It took me 21 years to watch Miracle. It's an awesome movie. It's so good.
It's really good.
You showed me a lot of movies when I was young and a lot of stuff that I loved and still love and watch all the time. I don't know how Miracle fell through the cracks.
You know what? Listen, we're not big hockey guys.
But this transcends hockey.
Oh, for sure it does. And, like, I know Isaac doesn't necessarily love historical context in the movie, but in 1980, like, it was Cold War. It was mean. It was intense.
We'll talk about the Cold War
and
actually
these
later.
College kids, like, literally beat the best team perhaps in the history of hockey.
Yeah, we play them 10 times. They might win 9. But not this game. Watch Miracle, guys. It's so good.
Watch Miracle. Yeah,
Even
good call.
if I was American / a hockey player, it'd probably be my favorite movie ever. Like, I'm a Canadian who's not a huge hockey. I like the Wings, but I'm not a huge hockey guy. And a Miracle's like one of my favorites. It's so good. Sports movie. Just watch Miracle. I got a couple quick shout outs. Jer. So Jer and I talk after Lions games. So shout out Jer.
Hey, Jer.
And he just said like, love hearing your thoughts after Lions games. That's why we talk. And it's just like, that's a great compliment. He reached out to me and he wanted to hear what I don't know any of that. I'm a dummy. So thank you, Jer. Like, that's uplifting.
Nice.
Okay. Nolan Crane, I should shout him out because he was giving me, we're talking about the pod. So some Aberg love there. Do you have any Amherstburg propaganda to spew?
Yeah, Wisenbauer are my boys.
And Cranes.
Oh, and the Cranes for sure.
Lots of good Amherstburg people.
Yeah, lots of good Amherstburg people.
Richard
Petty, too.
Yeah, Richard Petty, too. And Freddie Freeman, his family, too. So shout out Amherstburg.
Yeah, R.I.P. Mrs. Freeman.
Now, are we talking basketball at all? I have one quick basketball take.
We have to talk a little bit about basketball.
This is really, really quick.
Go ahead.
There's an alternate reality where Giannis forces his way out of the Bucks at the deadline this year, and the Knicks don't go all in on Bridges in the summer, and then they present that package to Milwaukee and they trade for Giannis at the deadline this year. So an alternate reality.
That's interesting, except Bridges forgot how to shoot.
No, but what I'm saying is, not this universe, but a nearby universe, they don't trade for Bridges. And they have all these assets, and they call Milwaukee.
They just go all in and they pick up Giannis.
For the Bridges package. There's a lot of universes
that would
where
actually
that
make a lot of sense.
But
Too bad
unfortunately,
they didn't do that.
They got really greedy and didn't want to wait at all because you knew someone's going to get pissed off. You knew some star. Look, it might even be Embiid. One of these awesome guys was going to get angry and want out, but the Knicks kind of went a little early and kind of got a redundant player in Bridges.
Listen, I agree with you because what happens is usually there's all sorts of talk about he's a free agent, he's a free agent, he's a free agent. PG was the only guy that moved.
Doesn't matter if you're a free agent, right? Is that what you're saying?
I think the free agent usually turns into zilch, but the player getting pissed off and demanding to be traded, that generally have you better action that way.
Yeah, especially in this current state of the NBA. Just wait.
Does anybody want Trae Young?
No, he doesn't have much value, but no one here cares about Trae Young, so we're not talking about that. Maybe the Lakers' poverty team, but it doesn't really matter.
Interesting.
Okay, so let's talk about the Lions.
The Detroit Lions.
It took
the
us long
hottest
enough,
team in the NFL. So here's the thing. Everybody we talk to, we travel a bit, we talk to different people from all over. They love the Lions. Even Bears fans kind of acknowledge, oh, those Lions are good, they're fun to watch. We'll talk about the Pack game for a bit. We were in New York while the Pack game was happening. So
Packers. No one says Pack.
Packers. Okay.
Never heard that. No.
Really?
It's not Pack, dude.
All right.
Just Packers.
We watched that game in an Irish bar in New York, Manhattan, and it was awesome. Even though they've got like signs out front, all sports here, there wasn't a lot of football fans there. Like there was a Bears fan behind us.
No, but we've talked to some New York people that kind of say, like, not a ton of bars in Manhattan for sports fans. There's not a lot of, they said that's one thing.
Yeah, there was one on Upper East Side, but Marathon had messed everything up, so we couldn't get up there.
It's like, I'll talk about going to the movie theater later, but at every corner there's a movie theater in New York City. Not a lot of great sports bars in New York City, so let's work on that.
So, listen, Lions playing the Packers in very difficult conditions, right? Down Hutch, down Branch, because he got kicked out. Free Branch. Man, did he come back the next game?
They freed him. Shawshank Redemption.
Free JMO. And the Lions just stepped up and they dominated them. They won by 10 points. Realistically, they could have won by 20. A couple key points. Obviously, the pick six by Kirby Joseph at the end of the first half was key. And is, again, another indicator that Jordan Love is not him.
He really has gotten fraud checked this year.
Yes.
Would you say he's fraud checked?
Well, he had a good 8-game stretch with no pressure on him. He played pretty well last year. I don't exactly know the defensive teams that he was playing against, but it certainly wasn't the Joseph and Branch best safety combo in the league.
Fact.
Fact. Awesome. Just they moved the ball around well. The defense really stepped up without, Branch getting kicked out, and obviously no Hutch, no Pascal. They just played good. They just beat them up.
That's a tough game to win.
Because what's the narrative? The Lions can only win inside. They're not a tough team anymore, which is stupid because they have the best offensive line in the NFL, and they have beasts like Montgomery, like their linebackers just hit, their safeties just hit and grab everything from the sky.
Okay.
Like they're wide receivers, block like fullbacks. Yeah, go ahead. Keep piling on the Lions. Say they don't have the team. They're not tough. They make stupid decisions. Yeah, please keep feeding that narrative because you know what? That's tackling fuel.
That's bulletin board material, buddy.
That's bulletin board material.
So the Packers game, look, like that's a tough game to win. On the road, those conditions, divisional opponent. I think they were like a 3-ish point favorite. I don't remember. It was a close game. It was supposed to be close.
Yeah.
They just dominated. Start to finish dominated. Love got fraud checked. Kind of all year he's been checked. And I know he's dinged up and everything. But like makes a lot of bad decisions with the ball. And it's a lot of look how cute I can do this little wrist flick on the back leg. Look at me. I'm anti-vax. I'm Aaron Rodgers. Look at me.
Yeah, I'm like Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah, that's really what it is. It's trying to get the Instagram highlights, and Love gets a fair amount of them because the league likes to prop them up for whatever reason. Industry plant.
They love to prop up the Green Bay Packers. A good story. They're owned by the community, historic franchise.
Okay.
No.
Yeah. Poverty city.
Listen, I'm fine. You keep Love up there for another decade.
Sure.
And we're just going to get lots of pick sixes.
And look,
we'll own you just like we own Rodgers for the last couple of years of your career up in Green Bay.
With the state, that's good. With the state of the quarterback position in the NFL, Love's maybe a top 10 guy.
You don't have a choice but to pay him.
Yeah, like there's so many. I've talked about this ad nauseum with my buddies, where it's just like there's so many awful quarterbacks in football.
Excellent use of ad nauseum.
I was actually pretty proud of that. That was
good.
I didn't even write that down. Albeit, I just knew it.
Wow.
So
you're not discombobulated at all.
I was working on an English essay earlier, so I'm kind of still locked, still dialed in. A lot of bad quarterbacks. So like Love comparatively to other quarterbacks is fine, but I like our guy. Good enough for Detroit, Jared Goff, right? Do we want to talk about Houston?
He's our quarterback.
Houston,
yeah, we want to talk about the Houston Texans.
Okay, let me jump in here. I'll start with
Please
the bad.
do.
Because
there's some bad.
Because we kind of like to go through, okay, good, bad, but takeaways, blah, blah, blah. First of all, it was a historic win, like a historic win. Games like that, we don't see a lot.
No, you don't. Like, on the road, your quarterback throwing 5 picks, you don't win those games.
So it was Goff's worst game in the year. Might have been the O-line's worst game in the past couple years.
I agree.
And they still beat a playoff team. The Texans are a playoff team. They're not a Super Bowl contender, I don't think, unfortunately. But they're a playoff team and a pretty good team.
Agreed.
On the road in primetime.
Agreed.
Down 23-7 at half. You don't win those games. Teams are supposed to lose those games. Those field goal kicks are supposed to nick off the upright and not go in. That's how football goes. This is a team of destiny. So those rules don't apply to this team. This is the team of destiny versus the game from hell. That's what this was. That's kind of my narrative. Team of destiny of the Lions meets the game from hell. And what happened? The Lions had an unbelievable comeback, which I'll let you kind of jump in and talk. There's a lot of points to talk about for this game.
So, first half, both offensive and defensive lines were getting worked on. Listen, we have kind of not been super hot on Taylor Decker. Well, this shows without Taylor Decker, it was a significant loss. Now, there was all sorts of narrative about they didn't really know that Taylor wasn't playing until Friday, and they decided we're just going to sub in Skip because Skip's kind of the backup guy rather than flipping Penne over and playing left tackle. And was it Swordstool who was the sub right tackle? They didn't do that. In hindsight, they probably should have done the flip, but it showed, Taylor Decker is important to this team.
Yeah, no matter what his PFF grade, because I'm a big PFF grade guy these days, some of that doesn't really matter. Some of it's having Decker in the trenches with you, right?
Yep. Listen, I like the whole world realizing, wow, McNeil and Branch are all pros.
So I'm glad you wrote that. So I've both those guys. So McNeil, just right off the bat, continues to blossom into like one of the best D tackles in football.
Agreed.
He's awesome. He's so good and he's worth
like,
every penny.
He's not Jones to KC, but he's a half a step below and that's it.
Yeah, but look, like Chris Jones in his prime was like one of the best defenders of his generation, right? Like we're talking about a big time guy.
But he already has one hand washed.
Right, old man Chris?
Yep.
Old man Christopher's almost done.
No, he still has one good hand.
Yeah, look, like Jones really like he's what? Like he's like 37 or something, right? Like
no way.
I made that number up, but he feels really old.
He's 32.
For sure over 32.
No. Okay.
And then Brian Branch, I'll look it up. Brian Branch, I wrote down DPOI race. We lost Hutch, and now we have another DPOI candidate. He had 10 tackles and 2 pass breakups.
Yeah, he should be in the top 5. He should be in the top 5.
I would need to look at it, and they obviously never give it to a guy like Branch. But he's definitely there. Like
the league doesn't love him either.
No, they don't.
Listen, you do not want to play against Branch and Joseph. You just don't want to play against those two guys. But I think we need to talk about the Lions stuck.
How is Chris Jones only 30? I could have swore that guy was 55.
Win for Old Man Jr. Again, trust in OG.
I have no. I thought he was like foot in the grave.
I got a little distracted here. Hang on. So the Lions stuck to their game plan in the second half, even throwing the picks. Penny just kind of I don't know what the halftime speeches were, but Penny pretty much said, "Follow me." So they did a lot of screens to him with him as the lead. And talk about, like, if you're a DB and you're scared, you see Penny coming at you. Because you can't just deke him because he's such a good athlete. He squishes you, and then, or sometimes he'll just block you into another guy.
I also look forward to when Penny is going to throw a touchdown pass.
It's going to happen this year.
That's looming. Sorry, NFL, but that's happening. Yep. Hopefully to McNeil at that. So you talked about Penny.
What do you mean to McNeil?
I want McNeil to catch it.
Oh, come on.
Is that too much to ask? I'm a simple man.
You can put McNeil at fullback.
Yeah. Play action rollout.
Yeah.
To McNeil. They'll be open in the flat. I already saw the play.
Tackle eligible. Sorry, if you're like on Buffalo and you're listening to this, we're just making this up. We don't have any inside information on the plays. We're just
let's just say
excellent prognosticators. Another good word.
Yeah. So we didn't even. Well, actually, let's save Jake Bates for last. We'll save Jake Bates for last because awesome. We can do so much on Bates.
I need to talk about Ben Johnson and Aaron Glenn.
Yeah.
Here's the problem: they're getting a lot of hype nationally. And last year, they both kind of said, "Hey, we're just going to chill out and ride this wave." Like New Orleans just fired Dennis Allen, and they want either of those guys. This is what we hope for. We hope that they're picky, right? You don't want to go to New Orleans because they're in salary cap hell.
Saints are not an appealing destination. We're not going. Don't go through every team. Please don't do that.
But just I want to say, don't go for the Cowboys. That would be terrible. It'd just be bad karma would happen to you.
I don't want to have this conversation now.
Okay.
I don't like. There's just nothing good that will come from that.
Great win.
We can talk about the idea of them going to head coach, and Aaron Glenn, mid-season 2022. A lot of people are like, this guy's probably going to get fired. Yep. And we were kind of just in that boat where it's just like defense is awful, and we're not winning any games. And kind of the next step is, football history shows one of the coordinators is just going to get canned. And we thought it was going to be Glenn, and here he is going to get a head coach.
Listen, the Lions on offense don't seem to really... Actually, maybe Ben Johnson just has an unbelievably deep bag of tricks because they just keep throwing stuff out. The Lions haven't blitzed nearly as much as I thought they would have. Because I think they're holding on to some of those. Like Branch and Joseph are both great blitzers, especially Branch. I think they're holding on to some of that for big games against like Buffalo, San Fran, and in playoffs.
Yeah. Carlton Davis III, 2 huge picks, big game
playing
for him.
CD. Yeah, very huge. Big pick on that, especially that weak throw by CJ.
Yeah. JMO only had 3 catches. 2 of them were like huge turning points in the game. One of them, which was just an absolute hospital pass.
We're recording Friday night. Isaac's probably are you gonna download this to run on Saturday?
Yeah. I can do that.
JMO this coming Sunday. You want to put over on JMO?
Well, we're not talking about Jacksonville yet, but it's like the spread's like 14, so I don't really like. What if they just? I don't want to. No, trap game, trap. Run defense was awesome. Mixon
run defense is awesome.
Do you have any idea how many yards Mixon had on the ground? He had 25 carries.
He averaged about 1.9 yards a carry.
Correct. 25 carries, 46 yards for old man Joe.
He had a couple of decent receptions in the backfield, and that's okay.
Couple other cons I have. Arnold got picked on a bit. He's going to be okay. He's
coming. He's coming.
Monty didn't have his A game. That's fine. And not the best clock management by Campbell on the back half of the first and the second half. There's some things that you can nitpick, especially on the second half.
Okay.
Where it's like they left the timeout.
Not gonna lie, the second half, I had done some nap management to try and be on point for the second half. Here's the problem: like Blake went and sat in one side of the room and was on the game, and then I was sat on the other side, and then I dozed a little bit, but then we couldn't move because it was good karma where we were sitting, and that wasn't great for putting off the naps because I needed to move front row, but I couldn't because of karma.
I think I stood for the entire second half. I'm serious.
Yeah.
And then Wiz had to sit in the Pac-Man seat for most of it. Some of it we wasn't even allowed to watch.
Was it Blake in the Pac-Man seat?
I think Wiz was in the Pac-Man seat.
Okay.
And
good job, Wiz.
He turned away for a bit, and I think the Lions got a pick. And then we're like, okay, everyone has to stay where they are. And then Wiz goes like, can I still watch? So we're like, okay, we'll let you turn your head
and watch,
but you're not moving, buddy.
It's a big deal.
And then 5 INTs and a win. That just doesn't happen. It's unbelievable.
So much fun.
Crazy game and kind of early in the second half. I was pretty negative.
Okay.
pessimistic.
We need to start talking about Bates.
Real quick, let me wrap this up because
Sure.
you'll like this. I was kind of like, this is terrible. Goff looks like he's got the yips, blah blah
Yeah,
blah.
you started talking about Pistons playing chances.
And it's like, all right, Pistons, like, can we be the 9 seed and kind of thing like that. And then
That's Isaac's mantra. Hey, one bad thing happens. Let's just jump to the
over.
next team.
well, that's not
Sell the
take,
franchise.
buddy. That's stop. Okay, I already wanted the no selling of the franchises. It's only the Tigers, and they're not going to get sold. Once I accepted it's a game from hell, I'm like, it's anybody's game. Doesn't really matter. It doesn't really matter how many picks we have. Once I realized like this is just a fluke anomaly, cosmic crazy game, we can pull it out, and we did. Now go ahead, Jake Bates. Thank you, Jake.
So, this morning I was looking up fantasy football rankings. Do you know who the number one ranked kicker is?
That's Jake Bates.
Jake Bates. Dude was selling bricks 2 years ago. Then he was playing in the USFL. And then, like, there was always a lot of chatter in that USFL season last season, I guess, which would have been springtime. Say, sign this guy, sign this guy, sign this. And they did. And he's cool as a cucumber. Like, he's all pro. He's awesome.
58-yarder tie, 52 to win.
You know, and Isaac and I were talking about on the weekend, like, a 50-yard field goal 10, 15 years ago was very rare. Now it's expected. Like, it's crazy how much the kicking game has improved.
Yeah, this year, the first few weeks of the year, it was like breaking all these records, and then it kind of regressed a bit and kind of came back to normal a bit. But still, kicking is so.
We're lucky to have
better.
Jake Bates. Thanks, Jake.
Thank you, Jake. Build that statue. All right,
Yep.
I've seen enough. Do you have anything else on the Lions? Obviously, Jacksonville coming up this week, and
I
then
do not
Colts.
punch Jacksonville in the neck.
Let's take care of Mac Jones, old man Mac, and it's trap
What's
game.
their running back who's injured, who I liked? Digsby or
There's Travis Etienne and then Tank Bigsby.
Tank Bigsby. He's injured too. So
Yeah.
Travis Etienne's going to get squished.
Let's take care of them, and then
They don't have
Indianapolis.
any wide receivers either, right?
Brian Thomas Jr. is like a top 15 receiver in football. But other than him, it's like old man Christian Kirk, who's probably 33, and a receiver. Made up the age 33, by the way. He could be 28 for all I know.
Under 29.
Okay, now do it. Anything else on the Lions? You want to talk about New York trip now?
We want to talk about New York.
Okay, all right. Now's the time, buddy.
Okay, so flew in Thursday. Here's the bookends. Right bookshelf. Thursday, Jets game. Sunday, Giants game. And whatever fun we could do in between. The hotel where we stayed at, we're allowed to get bikes. So we check in.
Actually, we're not even we're legally
allowed. Yeah. Like you sign up for the bikes and we get the bikes and it's fine. So we walked around a little bit first. And then we got the bikes and rode all over the place. We actually rode up to Harlem. Right? Yeah. Isaac had never been to Harlem. I was there years ago.
Don't act like we planned it, because we were there and you're like, I think we're close to Harlem. Let's bike a bit more.
And then you open the phone and you're like, oh, hey, we're right in Harlem. So we found a court. There was 2 kind of deflated basketballs on the court, and we're kind of shooting hoops with the deflated basketballs. Edmund shows up and says, how you doing, fellas? Listen, I got a pump in my apartment. Let me just do that thing, and I'll come back at the pump, and I'll fill up the balls. So Edmund comes down, fills up the basketballs, pump him up, chats with us a little bit. 75 years old. He still plays.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Great shape, Edmund. Shout out Edmund.
Edmund's awesome. So then we get the introduction of some new characters.
You got to be incredibly careful here.
I will. Just little fellas. Let me get their names down. Patrick, King. Who's the third little fella? I don't. I think he might have been George. So
you're right. It was.
I think so. King's mom, Jackie. She was over in the other court, and she was yipping a fair amount, mostly at King not playing defense. But we had fun playing with him. And we just played one-on-one against them guys separately. Then
it started where we were shooting, and one of them went up.
And said to you, hey, I'm taking you.
Like straight face. Again, I'm not a big guy. I don't know. I'm big-ish.
Compared to this fella.
Compared to a 10-year-old, I'm big.
Yeah, these guys were 10, 11, 12 years old.
Yeah, so he walks up to me and straight face, hey, you want to run one-on-one? And I'm and I thought he was joking a bit, and then I realized he was. I'm like, sure, let's run, dude. So we just played once. It was a great game.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
So then we ended up playing the 2 of us against 3 of the little fellas, and we pretty much said Isaac would pass the ball to me, then I would throw an alley-oop to Isaac.
Yeah, we ran a lot of
over and over. And they said, you got to stop that. So then I said to Isaac, okay, let's fake the alley-oop. You go back to try and catch a pass, and then you go back. And we did it again. So we won by a lot. And again, Jackie, one lady who we liked, who allegedly had 2 post-secondary degrees. I'm not a...
Okay, why would you...
I didn't get that clarified.
Keep going, dude.
So then...
2?
Patrick's mom, 2 master's degrees. 1 in education, and I think 1 in history.
Okay, Go ahead. Let's go.
Patrick's mom kept calling him and FaceTime, just on and on and on. So then she shows up. So then I mentioned to Isaac, hey, check out Patrick's mom's jewelry. So what do you think Patrick's mom's jewelry was? She had a nice little ankle bracelet, like one of those, things that are monitored. It was kind of entertaining.
I don't know if you made that clear enough. Preface it just with one sentence, what the jewelry consisted of.
Yeah, like an ankle bracelet when you get released on parole, but you still have to be tracked. And like she wore it as part of her outfit. Like it was nice. It was all blinged up and the shoes were blinged up. It was good.
Okay, so that's enough time on Harlem.
Enough time in Harlem.
Is there anything else?
No, we do need to talk about Thursday night. Thursday got a little crazy, and I think this is the point in the episode when we need to give just a wee bit. If you have a weak stomach, I'm going to suggest that you skip ahead for the next 3 minutes.
Sure.
Sure? Fair. Okay.
3 minutes.
So our new thing at these stadiums where we don't really know, especially if there's 2 of us, you just sneak in behind a big group. And so when somebody asks, where's your ticket? I'm with him. And so you go with him.
Works shockingly well.
It works shockingly well. So then we go in and Jets game, the tickets were cheap, but there was a lot of people there. It was a spectacular atmosphere.
Yeah.
I think we were in row, 15 or 16 maybe.
Yeah, like corner of the end zone.
25-yard line. No. Yeah, sorry. We had better seats for the Giants game. But Jets, they were good seats. Like they're, $400 or $500 seats probably.
They're excellent. I'll say, I paid, I think $17 each.
16.
Well, I paid, buddy. I need to look at the receipt.
Okay.
So we're talking like 16, 17 US for a ticket.
All in.
To primetime football in New York. Sure, sign me up. Watch the ghost of Aaron Rodgers. Thank you very much.
Aaron Rodgers, pretty much. We need to thank Aaron Rodgers for saving us a couple $100.
Yeah, so now let's go back to... Yeah, if we bought these tickets in the summer, we're paying like $300 for nosebleeds. Yeah. Anyways, we can talk about...
We were in a very fun group of people. There was 4...
2 minutes.
French fellas behind us. They were all dressed as Mario characters. I should say it was Halloween. Gabriel and Gabriel were the 2 guys that we had the most engagement with. One of their buddies kind of was mostly passed out for the first half.
Yeah, so Luigi was passed out for most of the... Drunk, passed out most of the first half. Mario was pretty coherent but quiet.
Yeah.
And then...
Gabriel and Gabriel were not. They're just loud and inappropriate and funny.
One of them dressed as Princess Peach. One of them dressed as some other Mario guy who I don't know.
So the first Mario guy right behind me.
Go ahead.
This is now third quarter. And I hear something and I feel something on my back. Well, Gabriel, number 1, threw up mostly on himself, a little bit on me, and then a little bit on the dude next to us. He just stood up, went to go clean himself off. I had, there was some napkins or paper towels or something. I just cleaned my shirt off a little bit, and I was fine. Listen, if you're going to puke on somebody, I'm not a bad guy to puke on. It doesn't really bother me.
One more minute of grotesque content.
Okay, so then they're kind of making fun of their buddy who pukes.
Let me just say, so, when you said most on him... Mostly
he was covered.
Like had to throw
out part of his costume.
To throw a large part of his Mario costume
because it was all barf all over it.
Okay, 30 seconds. Talk about the other one.
So now, and Princess Peach, who's the big muscular Gabriel.
Big muscular, by the way, 260 jacked.
Truck and funny. And he came over and because I went to move
20 seconds.
Actually, after Gabriel number 1 threw up on me, I went and moved seats for a little bit just to help clean up. And then the big muscular Gabriel came over, apologized for his buddy, talked to us, said, you guys are good guys.
10 seconds.
See you. So then, 10 minutes later, we're now back. Big Gabriel, he pisses himself. He's standing there just peeing. And we're like, no way. And his buddy's like, yeah, look there. And you see just pee running down his costume. So the French dudes from Quebec are not spectacular holding their booze.
As Princess Peach. So we turn around and Princess Peach is there with pee.
Pee all over the place.
Running down his leg.
And actually, I'm not even sure if he left to go clean himself up. I think he
didn't.
Stood in it. Anyway, it was a great time. And Harry Haroud, what was his name? We had a good time with him.
Yeah, great dudes.
And his buddies. I think they're listeners of the show now, which is cool. Anyway, it was a fun game. I really
Talking about the game. First half was some of the worst football I've ever seen in my life.
Terrible.
Second half was awesome. Garrett Wilson had one of the best catches that you'll see in the last few years.
Yeah, like OBJ level catch.
That's the Jets game. Do you have any more there?
No, well, we just get home. We get back to the hotel. Now we got to get ready to go to sleep. And I didn't really want to take a shower. And then Isaac kind of hesitated and waited for me to finish the sentence. So I said, a dude did just throw up on me, so I probably need to take a shower.
Yeah.
Okay, that brings us to Friday. Friday, good time. Now we met up with Drippy and Steve.
Yeah.
Which was awesome. Good content. Drippy and Isaac going one on one each other on the basketball court. Okay, so for the basketball fans, if you're playing one-on-one, what happens to rebounds? Just making conversation.
It does not make sense to spend a long time on it. Basically, when we played one-on-one, the guy was playing, shout out Nate, wanted to take out rebounds.
Low-key Nate.
It's just buckets. Like, just you score where it's like, if I'm at the rim and I miss a tap in it, but I get the board because I have a good second jump and I put it in, does that count? He said no.
Nope.
So we didn't get to rebound. So there's no rebound.
No rebounds.
Maybe I'm an old head. That didn't really make sense to me.
Yeah, it's kind of the game. Anyway, the boys had a good time going one-on-one. So that brings us to the Brooklyn Nets game on Friday night. Obviously, we didn't have
You
tickets.
got to go a lot faster, buddy.
So we get to the game, and it's just weird because there's like no like jerseys or jackets or hats. Like, we saw 5,000 people, and I don't know, maybe we saw 15 or 20 Brooklyn Nets fans, and we just thought, okay, maybe there's a concert and we're missing the boat. No, they just don't have any fans. Like Brooklyn, they just kind of go as a celebrity kind of sighting thing, just a cool thing to do. Weird. But we need to do shout out to the jerk chicken and the mac and cheese that we had outside from those brothers. That was good food.
Yep, we got some good food outside, buddy.
Yeah.
Is that like...
That's it.
Do you want to move the fictional event draft? Because the New York segment's going.
New York segment was good. Brooklyn Nets game, poop. Don't go see a Brooklyn Nets game.
Well, we sat in wonderful seats.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
Enjoyed
We
the
did
game.
seat with the, executives from the Chicago Bulls.
Yep. Just thank
We
you.
did, next to them.
Thank you.
They were good dudes.
They were really, yes, I talked to them briefly. They were nice.
Yep.
Do you have anything else on that game, that day?
Nope. Saturday, Katz's Deli.
Friday night I went to a movie, right? Was that Friday or Saturday?
Saturday.
Okay,
Oh,
Saturday.
yeah, so Saturday we went all over the place with Drippy and Steve. So now it's 10 o'clock or so.
Well, Saturday, you guys went to go some fraud deli. I said, I'm going to go play pickup. I made friends play pickup for like a while. Missed the tourist attraction at the deli.
It was good pickup. It was good ball.
They nicknamed me Buzz Lightyear because
jumping.
I could jump. And Buzz Lightyear can jump, evidently. But he doesn't
Yeah.
look like he can jump. And you put that together, they were surprised. Anyways, that was good fun. Played a lot of good
Dude
ball.
with goggles, he could play. Didn't love the passing.
We don't need to do a deep cut on the runs ahead. But yeah, it was good runs. It was good runs. And like, I
That's
can
the
move the
court
rock.
where Adam Sandler plays.
Yes, I can move the rock enough where I can fit in with these guys, and it worked.
For sure.
And just rebound and hit the odd three when I get it.
Sunday, Giants game. A lot of fun. Theo Johnson had a touchdown. Good job, Theo. The fans don't necessarily love him because he
Not
has
worth
a fair
talking-
amount of
okay.
drops.
Yep, next.
That's it for Sunday.
And then Saturday night we skipped. I went and saw a movie by myself.
Oh, yeah.
We Live in Time, really emotional, real good movie, 4 out of 5. Recommend if you want to.
Obviously, I went back to the hotel and slept.
Yep, it was nice experience. Movie theaters in New York, there's like 8 floors. Anyways, it was really
Really?
because it's small, like it's here, but it's just built up in Times Square.
So, like, how many seats in the movie theater? Like 100, 200?
No, this was small. There's a bunch of theaters. There's like 30 theaters, and there was like a couple on each
Wow.
floor. A couple on each floor. If you want, they said, yeah, your movie's on the 8th floor or 6th floor. I'm like, what? And there's escalators. I kept going up. It was pretty bonkers.
That's awesome.
So good job, good movie. Okay, what else, Jeff?
That's it. Let's go to the fictional draft. Isaac, set it up.
Okay, well, I'll preface it. Actually, do you want me to? Because I think I might have come up with it, right?
I think Isaac came up with it. I mean, you might have stolen
been in my
it
notes
from
for a while.
Coach Rob or Bauer.
Okay, so basically, you've got movies, and movies, sometimes there's like a cool sporting event that happens in the movie. What we're doing is we're drafting what events we would want to most be in attendance at. So it has to be a fictional event. Like, you can't say, I want to be at the Miracle game, or I want to be at the Moneyball game. You can't. It's got to be completely made up. We each get one Rocky / Creed fight.
Agreed.
And yeah, I think that's it, right?
No fake stuff. Like, no made-up sports.
Okay, we'll come to that when we get there. I'm not sure what that means, but
Well, like, I guess we could include, like, Quidditch, but we're not going to
yeah, we're not.
Quidditch.
Sorry, Omar, we're not getting Harry Potter here, buddy.
Sorry, Omar.
Okay, so I'll let you have first. I'll let you go first.
So this is
So I hope the rules. So we go draft. It's a sporting event, no money. Like we don't have to pay for a ticket.
No, we just want to go there, right? Because this is a draft. So there's a lot of great options on the board here. I think I have to go with the event that really, like, it was the peace negotiation that led up to the close of the Cold War. It's Ivan Drago versus Rocky Balboa in Russia on Christmas Day. I Must Break You. Like, it's a spectacular movie, spectacular history-changing event. I got Rocky 4, Russia.
Yeah, that's probably 1.01 for me as well. Like, that would have been my best pick here. But
number one draft.
Since you picked a Rocky fight already, I can wait on my Rocky fight.
That's a good point.
So I'm going to wait.
Point. Yeah.
And I'm going to go with, I think this is fair value here. I'm going to go with the All Valley Karate Tournament. So this is the Karate Kid tournament from the first Karate Kid when Daniel upset Johnny Lawrence. I'd like a day pass to the event so I can watch all the fighters, watch Cobra Kai. But yeah, seeing Daniel beat Johnny and being in the seats for Daniel LaRusso's going to fight would be pretty cool. So yeah, that'd be my first pick.
Very good, very good. Okay, I think I now have to go to space where I get to see Michael Jordan and the Toon Squad versus the Monsters. Right, Michael Jordan in his prime. They didn't know, right? They did because he was playing baseball. They didn't know he was the best player in the universe. So the Moonstars, they missed up Jordan in that.
What did you just call them?
Oh, the Monsters.
Come on, buddy.
Well, because they're from the moon. It should have been Moonstars.
Okay, so that's a really good pick. I didn't think you'd pick it this high. A little early, because you let the Bourbon Bowl of 1998, where Bobby Boucher
Bobby Boucher came back at halftime and the Mud Dogs won the Bourbon Bowl?
Yeah, give me that.
Yeah, that's a good
That's
one.
the greatest defensive prospect in that century. I get to see him, Bobby Boucher.
Real good.
Bourbon Bowl, 98. That's my second pick. Pretty happy with that.
I need to go back to one of the best underdog stories in the history of sports. This is the Indiana State Basketball Championships, where Jimmy Chitwood put on a display for the ages.
So when you're done...
And they beat those punks from South Central.
Yep. That's non-fictional, buddy. It happened in real life. Yeah.
No.
What are you talking about? Yeah.
Yeah, but it wasn't based on enough real stuff.
Dude, that's like saying, oh, I want to be at Cool Runnings. Yeah, it's happened in real life.
Yeah, I did write down Cool Runnings, but I took it off because I realized it was non-fictional.
So you're vacated a pick there.
Okay. Well, then,
I'm just kidding. You can make a poverty pick.
No, I'll make a poverty pick. I guess I got to go with another ultimate underdog story where the average Joes beat Global Gym in Vegas for the Dodgeball Championship for the American Dodgeball Association of America. If you can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a ball.
Excellent pick. That was actually next for me. So I should have let you pick the one that you actually couldn't draft, but that's fine.
The draft is pretty much going to form at this point.
Because of my guys, my basketball team that I won an intramural championship with, I have a ring on this finger. Intramural championship, University of Windsor. Our team name...
You punked St. Clair.
Our team name was the Flint Tropics. So it's only fitting that I take the Flint, Michigan
place?
Mega Bowl.
Yeah, the Mega Bowl's
Tropics versus Spurs.
Yeah.
Big game, big atmosphere. That's pretty historic. Seeing Coffee Black.
It is historic.
Switch locker rooms. Take off his jersey.
That was awesome. That was the birthplace of the alley-oop as well.
Yeah.
It was.
Right.
That's pretty momentous. Yeah, that's historic.
So the Mega Bowl, Flint, Michigan.
Nice. Listen, I got to go back in history as well. The Allies versus the Nazis in victory. That's a huge, huge win. And honestly, some draft boards had them rated 1 or 2. This is when they taught Sylvester Stallone how to play soccer. He had big saves at the end. And guess what? All the Allies, they got rescued and escaped from Nazi Germany. It's awesome.
I think we talked about Victory, I don't know, a couple months ago when I had first watched it. A really good sports movie where Stallone is a goalie and it's like POWs kind of. It's awesome. It's a great movie.
Yeah.
I didn't have that on my board.
You didn't have it on your board?
It slipped through the cracks.
It's a good pick.
But I'll tell you something that slipped through your list, buddy. Maximus Decimus Meridius versus Emperor Commodus in the Colosseum.
That's a good one. Yeah,
you did not have that, did you?
I did not have it, and that's when the Tigers were in play as well.
Well, I could pick any day at the Colosseum,
any of them, yeah.
But I want to see Maximus kill the Emperor whilst being injured, and then he sends the orders and dies. What?
Well, you know what? I'm not going to pick another one. That'd be weak sauce.
So I'm picking Maximus versus the Emperor in whatever year that was in the Colosseum.
Okay.
Yeah. How about that for value?
That's pretty good. Listen, I got to go to Robert Redford in The Natural when the New York Knights played the Pittsburgh Pirates, Game 7 of the World Series. I don't think people realize that The Natural, he was in the hospital for a week and missed 4 games, but came back, won in Game 7, smashed the light bulbs, lightning all over the place. It was awesome. The Natural.
Incoherent there. Most people probably don't know The Natural.
Oh, watch The Natural.
Watch these other movies first. Natural's good, but like watch Gladiator before.
Yeah.
So I've got some. I have a lot of options here.
Where's The Natural?
I'm gonna go with. So I'm still sitting on my Rocky fight because I'm saving that for later. That's just because this is just positional value. I'm gonna have to go with the Kumite.
Oh, that was a good one.
1988 Underground Hong Kong Arena blood sport. To see Chong Li in person, be upset. That's probably crazy to see. I probably get killed there because it's super, super secret. But look up Bloodsport, Kumite, maybe a day pass or weekend pass so I can see all the fighters.
That's true. Yeah.
Some good ones.
That movie did not age terribly well.
It did not.
It did not.
Bloodsport, go watch it. Great stuff.
Lots of good stuff on here. I got to give credit to Youngblood here for cueing me into Warrior when Brendan beat the mighty Koba in the semifinals, right? You could go Brendan and Tommy in the final. No. Brendan beating the mighty Koba, the unbelievable Russian. To me, that's got to be the pick.
Yeah, I wrote down Colin versus Colin championship fight, but like that's a huge upset.
Yeah.
Topping the great Russian Koba. Really good pick. Great movie. Shout out Kev, because Kev loves Warrior. So, okay, you might not let me have this.
This was a big debate. Probably trying to cheat.
Actually, you know what? This is good value. Give me the Tour Championship, the Sunday, Happy Gilmore, over Shooter McGavin.
Yeah, for sure.
So Happy Gilmore over Shooter McGavin that day, because there's a lot of Happy Gilmore days, right?
Oh, absolutely.
The Bob Barker day, this would be a good one.
Yeah, but Bob...
But I'm going... I want the final round.
Yeah, you got to go final
round.
Okay, now I have a question for you.
No, whatever. Go ahead. What do you want to draft?
Remember the Titans.
That's a real...
Are you sure it's real?
Yeah, I was there.
Because I don't think it's real.
Okay, you can't draft in the state championship or the state semifinals was the better
Yeah,
game,
the state
right?
championship.
No, you're not getting Remember the Titans. That happened.
Okay, well then listen, there's lots of good things on the board.
Oh, his poverty list is running out.
No, I got lots of good stuff here. The Mighty Ducks versus Team Iceland. Like, everybody thinks Iceland is nice, Reykjavik, they're super friendly. They're not. They were mean. And the Mighty Ducks came back, showed them who's boss. Goldberg was a beast in that game.
Yeah, okay. The movie Fight Club. Can I get a ticket to Fight Club?
I think so, yeah.
Because I have to fight if I go.
For sure.
So it's really involved, and I'd probably get beat up.
You're going to get beat up.
Because those guys are fighters.
Those guys are beasts.
But I would like to
Who are
be
you
there.
Fighting?
Well, I don't know. I would like to be at Fight Club.
Probably fight Brad Pitt because he was fictitious.
So you can X-nay it. You can say Fight Club is not a sport.
No, Fight Club's a sport.
So I would like a ticket to Fight Club.
Yeah, listen, I've been a member of Fight Club for 16 years.
Yeah, okay.
Shout out Fight Club.
Okay, so I'm picking a ticket to Fight Club. I'm kind of shocked that you didn't pick that and you're letting me get it because that's a really great pick.
You know, that's a big one for me. I'm not gonna lie, I didn't have it on my board.
Yeah, because that's a big that's core to your identity. You had a Fight Club shirt forever.
I still have it.
Still have it.
Mom,
too.
I don't think she knows I have it because it kind of stinks.
Okay, what's your next pick?
Okay, we're gonna go with Field of Dreams when Doc has to come off the diamond to rescue the kid because he was choking on a hot dog. Yeah, that's Field of Dreams. Anything with there is just that's great content, and it was fictitious. It was not a real thing.
Okay, how about the Piston Cup Championship of 2006, where Lightning McQueen had first place and backed off to let the old guy win? Cars, great movie, really good pick. Piston Cup Championship, guys. This is a big deal. I got it. I get to see Lightning McQueen.
That's
rookie,
pretty good.
Rookie.
Okay. Now, another upset. So here's the deal. Just for those people that are watching on video, you put the hat on forwards, and then you move it backwards.
Wow.
Then you just go to another zone, and I just go into another concept. That's Lincoln Hawk, played by our very own Sylvester Stallone, beating Bull Hurley in Over the Top. You didn't think I had that on my board, did you?
I didn't. That's a great pick. That's a really, really good pick.
Yeah.
So this is an arm wrestling championship.
Probably Vegas, and we have to drive an 18-wheeler to get there, right?
Yeah.
I don't really understand that whole concept, but that's okay.
Great. That's a really good pick. How many picks do I have left?
2.
Okay. So, can I have 3?
Sure.
Okay.
I'm kicking your butt in this draft. So
Sure. Indians versus Yankees divisional title game, Major League from 1989.
yeah,
Really big games.
is that when Jake Taylor called a shot?
I think so.
Yeah, I had that on my board too.
That's the biggest. It's a big game. That's a really big game.
It is a really good
And
game.
actually, talk about atmospheres. That's like top tier crowd stuff. So give me that.
Okay, in Sandlot, when Benny the Jet Rodriguez had the amazing race against the Beast, that huge ferocious dog. What a momentous historic occasion. And for those people that don't know about Sandlot, Benny the Jet Rodriguez ended up becoming a major league player and was still a fast guy in his old age, stole home plate in a pivotal game.
I think that's a reach.
Really?
Yeah.
Benny the Jet?
Like it's just a regular season
And
game.
the Beast?
Is it
James
not?
Earl Jones?
Okay.
No, historic. They still talk about it.
Okay.
The Beast broke a movie theater.
Okay. When are you done?
I'm done. Well, for a minute.
How about the pod race championship?
Oh,
where
I thought about that.
Young
Yeah.
Anakin
Yeah, that was a good
Skywalker
one.
beat the bad scary guy.
Yep.
Come on. How about
That's
that?
a good one.
Seeing young Anakin, and I could say, like,
Yeah.
you know him? That's Darth Vader, if I knew that. So, the pod race championship, that's a sport.
Okay. I got another good one that you didn't think I had.
This is your last pick.
The mighty Zeus against Adam, who's pretty much a sparring bot in real steel. I got that one. That was a big ticket.
That's a good pick.
Yeah, it's a good pick. You didn't think I had that stuff.
So, a couple honorable mentions. That's your last pick. There's 2 honorable mentions that I didn't draft, 3, and then I'm going to draft my final one.
Okay.
Monsters, Inc. Scare
Yeah,
competition.
that's true. That's a good one.
Thank you. Billy Chappell, Perfect Game, Yankee Stadium.
Oh, I would have loved that. I would have loved to see that for love of the game.
Undrafted free agent, then I'll take that. So that's a good one. Gladiator 2, we haven't seen yet. But
You're picking the fight scene from Gladiator 2 that you haven't seen?
Bao told me there's a shark scene in the trailer, which we saw, and that looks metal. So I'm just it's a rookie like for next year that I'm just prospect.
Toss him in AA.
But I'm picking Rocky vs Apollo 2 super fight. This is a Spectrum.
You don't want
rematch.
you don't want to mess with him.
Like I could see
We
the
don't
first
want
one.
we don't want any part of him.
Like if I went to the first one with a bet of Rocky to go the distance or Apollo to win on points.
I had Rocky and Apollo in my rematch. If you had picked Drago and Balboa first, listen, I loved Rocky so much I probably would have picked him really high. That was good strategy to be able to keep him in the rafters for later.
Yeah, so Rocky vs. Apollo, Super Fight 2. That's all I got.
I got a couple more honorable mentions. The Charleston Chiefs versus Syracuse in Slapshot. Right? Now, your vintage doesn't appreciate Slapshot as much as my vintage. So it's a pretty solid pick. Again,
I just drafted a fight from 1977.
Yeah.
So I think there's some vintage there.
So Mean Machine versus the Guards in the Longest Yard.
Yeah, that's all you.
Yeah, I like that stuff.
You're a longest yard apologist, and
Yeah.
it's fine.
And I got one more.
Sure.
In the replacements, there's a strike happening. The entire Dallas defense breaks the picket line, and they come back, and they're playing against Washington. Keanu Reeves, he comes back. They win in the second half. He throws the winning touchdown to a deaf tight end.
It's metal.
That's good honorable mention.
Yeah, that's pretty metal. That's good stuff.
That's good stuff. Okay, this was a good draft.
Yeah. So what I think
Yeah,
I'm gonna do.
I won.
Okay. What I'm gonna do
Let
is
the fans know.
Let me
Hashtag
finish.
Team Town Nation.
Tell me when I can finish the sentence.
Just one more second. I need your support, folks. Come on, you got to vote for Tal.
Wiz told me to put these on the story, and don't say the names. Just put each team, and then there's no bias. So when the votes come back and I win,
Oh, because everybody knows that I'm so much smarter than you, so I always get all the votes naturally.
no, not
So you're worried about that kind of bias.
no. They're gonna look and see.
I'm going to beat you blindly.
even
I'm going to beat you.
Not
I know what
blindly.
you're talking about. No,
You don't even understand the words
no,
I
it's
said.
Like it's like the Pepsi challenge. You have a Coke and a Pepsi, but you don't know which one you're trying because everybody thinks they're going to like Coke, but in fact they pick Pepsi.
Okay.
You literally look at my picks and say, "Wow, this is pretty good." That's got to be Tal.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
See?
you can wrap things up because I have basketball tonight. Did you know that?
You're playing basketball?
Yeah. Tom rented a gym, so we're playing basketball.
No OG invite?
It was a Tom exclusive. I barely got the invite. Thanks, Tom.
Thanks for the invite.
Yeah. But he's not
how many OGs
Okay.
get to participate? Anyway, thanks for listening, folks. If you've got good ideas for us to discuss, like this fictional event draft, please let us know. Instagram or YouTube comments or FaceTime or whatever.
Yep.
Thanks, everybody. Peace out.